Unexplained infertility. I mean, it's a diagnosis that just leaves millions of people feeling completely lost, right? But what if? What if the explanation has nothing to do with your reproductive organs at all? Today, we're diving into a really powerful idea, that your fertility is directly tied to the energy being made inside every single one of your cells. Let's get into it. This quote right here from Dr. Steve Prosciutti is the core of everything we're talking about today. It's a game changer. It suggests that for so many people, the entire approach to fertility treatment is just looking in the wrong place. Instead of zooming in on hormones and ovaries, this theory forces us to zoom out and look at the body's entire energy system, its metabolism.
Okay, but what does that actually mean? For your body, for the treatments you may have tried, and even for the healthy habits you're so careful to follow. We're going to break this whole theory down piece by piece and show you how your cellular energy might just be the master switch for creating life.
To really wrap our heads around this, we need to see how it plays out in the real world. So let's start with a story that might sound painfully familiar. A story that really highlights where the conventional approach to fertility can fall so short.
So meet Sarah. She's 39, and she's been trying to start a family for 6 years. After 3 rounds of IUI and 2 rounds of IVF, costing over $50,000, she was given just a devastating prognosis: ovarian failure. The advice was to give up on her own eggs and use a donor. I mean, according to her doctors, all the signs pointed to a system that was just broken.
And here's where it gets really interesting. The conventional focus was on markers like FSH and AMH, right? That's what led to the whole old eggs diagnosis. But look at the clues on the right that were completely ignored. A body temperature of 96.8, a resting pulse of 54, and always having cold hands and feet. These aren't reproductive symptoms. They're classic, textbook signs of a suppressed, struggling metabolism.
And that brings us right to the heart of this theory. What do those metabolic clues actually tell us? Let's get into the science of how your body's energy engine directly controls its ability to have a baby. Think of your body temperature as like the most honest report card for your metabolic health. A consistently low temperature, anything below about 97.8 degrees Fahrenheit, is a huge red flag. It means your body isn't thriving. It's just trying to get by. It's in survival mode. And when your body is just trying to survive, creating a new life is the very last thing on its to-do list.
This chart just illustrates it perfectly. At an optimal 98.6 degrees, your body's enzymes, which are like the little biochemical workers that do everything, are at 100% efficiency. But look what happens when that temperature drops. At 98 degrees, you're already down to 80%. Below 97.5, you could be running at half capacity. This isn't a small dip, it's a massive, systemic slowdown of every single process in your body, including the ones needed to make crucial hormones.
So this reveals a direct, unbreakable chain of events. Low body temperature hobbles the enzymes that create hormones. Specifically, it stops the production of progesterone, the hormone that is absolutely essential for maintaining a pregnancy. A doctor might see low progesterone and call it a luteal phase defect, but that's just naming the symptom. The root cause, according to this theory, is a lack of metabolic energy. Your body is literally too cold to do the job.
And this idea of reframing things doesn't stop there. Take PCOS, for example. It's often treated as this really complex disease of the ovaries, but the metabolic theory argues it's not an ovarian disease at all. Instead, it suggests that every single symptom, from irregular periods to insulin resistance, can be traced back to a suppressed metabolism, usually driven by an underperforming thyroid.
Okay, so if a suppressed metabolism is the problem, what's causing it? This next part, this is where things get really challenging, because the source material points the finger directly at a lot of today's most popular health and wellness trends. Think about this for a second. You might be doing intermittent fasting or a keto diet with the absolute best intentions. But your body? It doesn't know you're trying to be healthy. It only knows it isn't getting fuel. So it interprets these things as a famine. This triggers a spike in the stress hormone cortisol, which then suppresses your thyroid function, creating the exact low-energy state that shuts down fertility. And the list just keeps going. The source material identifies so many staples of the modern healthy lifestyle as major metabolic stressors. That intense exercise like CrossFit or HIIT, a huge stressor that spikes cortisol. Those common vegetable oils and everything, they can actively suppress your thyroid. Even things that sound good, like low-salt diets and tons of raw veggies, can actually put your body into that low-energy, pro-survival state. Let's just focus on one of the biggest ones for a moment: fats. This slide shows a really stark choice. According to this metabolic theory, the polyunsaturated fats found in pretty much all vegetable and seed oils actively block your thyroid hormone.
On the other hand, stable, saturated fats like butter, ghee, and coconut oil, they provide the building blocks for hormones and energy without slowing down your metabolism. The choice of cooking fat could literally be the difference between a thriving or a struggling thyroid.
Okay, wow. So if a lot of common health habits are actually working against fertility, what's the alternative? This brings us to the final, and honestly the most empowering part of this whole thing, the solution. How do you actually get your body out of survival mode and fire up its natural energy production again?
The path forward is basically the exact opposite of modern diet culture. It's all about signaling safety and abundance to your body. That means eating consistently, 3 real meals a day, no more fasting. It means choosing the right fuel, prioritizing easily digestible carbs, which your thyroid desperately needs, and those stable saturated fats. It means swapping that stressful, intense exercise for gentle movement like walking. And it means making deep rest a non-negotiable priority.
And look at that number. For many women who've been restricting for years, the source suggests a minimum of 2,300 calories a day, and often more, just to begin healing. This isn't about restriction, it's about rebuilding. It's about giving your body so much fuel that it finally feels safe enough to get out of survival mode and turn its reproductive system back on.
So ultimately, it all comes down to this one single question. Every choice you make, the food you eat, the way you move, the rest you get, it's a direct message to your body. You are either telling it to survive or you are telling it to create. The metabolic theory of fertility suggests that when you start sending the right signals, the signals of safety and abundance, your body will know exactly what to do.